It's funny. People always ask you when you're younger, what do you want to be in life? Clearly that was quite an intense question because the nature just decided to give me some wind. But people always ask that when you're younger. Like you're expected to know what the hell you want to be. Okay. And it's one of those things is I believe you can know you're on the right path in life without knowing exactly what you want to be, and that all comes from purpose. Now my mindset in life is half logic based, half, I don't want to call it spiritual, but half what's in here. Because that's important. And let me explain that. I want to talk to you about your core. Because look, human beings are, every single person on this planet is unique. They might be similar to someone else, but there is no one like you. Absolutely no one. I know you've heard this before and it's quite cringy and corny, but that's because it's true. It is completely true. You are unique, biologically, spiritually if you want, mentally, whatever. You are one of a kind. And it just turns out you're fantastic as well, which happens to be good. But with that comes a core purpose that I believe. Now this is based on belief. So if you're logical minded, you could probably switch this off now and call me a woo-woo idiot, and I'd understand. But hear me out. Whether or not you're logical minded or you're spiritual minded or whatever, I'm a bit of both. You cannot deny about feelings. Now, feelings, you could just say they're chemicals. When something feels right. I don't mean, because I've teached on this channel to not listen to your feelings and to go for what is best for you. So surely that's a contradiction. I don't mean feelings in terms of like wanting to cry or wanting to jack off or when you're hungry. I mean the feeling that comes here. The feeling that is pushing you towards a direction. I have no idea where I'm going to be in 3 months, a year, 10 years. But I know the direction I'm going in. And how do I know that? How do I know that direction? How do I know I'm on the right path? I can't put it into words. It seems like the way life is pushing me and I just don't resist it. I keep going that way, and sometimes it doesn't feel easy all the time. The city I'm living in now is beautiful, my home. But to get here, there were some hurdles that were very difficult. To make those changes, I changed when the time felt right. Not when it was easier, not when it was harder, when it felt right. And I can't explain that. And maybe that's a load of baloney. I don't know. But it's got me to where I am today. What I'm doing here, speaking to you, feels right. I know this is right. I know this is what I'll be doing in some way, shape or form. Maybe in a few years it will evolve into something else, I don't know. But everything in my life has led up to this moment that we are in right now. Let me explain. And maybe this can help you in some way. Because that's ultimately what I'm trying to do. I've always been a good speaker. I learned that from how I was brought up. Only child. Brought up around adults, so I've always been quite mature. I've always been quite charming, good at first impressions, middle impressions not so much. When people get to know me, they find out I'm very weird. But I learned to keep them around after that. What I studied in uni, I used to be an actor. Not proud of that, but that almost was like a undercover psychology degree. Learning the way humans act, why humans act the way they act. Then I got really into the whole counselling aspect of it, talking to people about the inner workings of the brain, meeting some really intelligent people that saw the world like I did. And I'm not calling myself intelligent like them. I'm like half of what they are, but I was honoured and humbled to still know them as well. Combining everything that I have learned in my life thus far, all the skills I have built, my natural ability with my want for helping people and my want for success, all these little things have led me into this combination of use, if you will, of the skills I have to here. Now, how is this going to help you? Because you have a set of skills, you have a set of resources you can use, no matter how old you are, that's unique to you. And if you don't know what that is yet, most likely you haven't searched for it. Now, that's a contradiction in itself, because you can't go out searching for it like it's some Easter egg hunt. But how you find it is you live life. You try things. You want to know if you're on the right path, you try all the paths and then you see which one feels best. You're not going to find the right direction if you're going no direction. If you're sat there scrolling through TikTok doing nothing at all. Because they teach you to be scared. There is nothing wrong with going down the wrong path. There is nothing wrong with that. Because that is beautiful. That is all a part of the overall right journey. Because you learn that's not the path for you, so you redirect. That's a lesson. You take the lessons from that. You can learn from every situation. There is no right or wrong direction. There is only the overall direction of your life. So you want to know if you're on the right path. You already are. But the only wrong direction is when you're not going in a direction. You want to know what your point is in life? Get out there and find out. By living, experiencing, going to cafes, going to schools, going to classes, going to teams, whatever you want to do. Working, jobs, helping, understanding, listening, talking, loving. All of it. Get out there, man. Just live. Now, I'm not saying don't work. Like, it sounds like I'm saying bun off your life and go travel. No, work's very important. When you find out what you're supposed to do, that's when you get your head down. And I'm not saying negates pleasure, but discipline's very important. We'll talk about that in a different video. But the only thing I want you to understand is the only wrong path is when you are not on a path. The only wrong direction is no direction. Just get out there. Test things out. Feel uncomfortable, feel awkward, feel scared. Because all of that balances out and eventually you will feel great. It's weird. I'm in two minds because I've very much been riding the wave of life and it just seeing where it takes me, but I also feel in complete control of my life too. And I think it's probably in the middle. So I don't really have anything to say about that. But there is an element of surrendering to life, understanding that it is kind of your own journey, your own story if you want to look at it like that. But understanding that while also understanding that you're in control. And at any given point you can do anything you want. Within monetary reason, of course. You want to move somewhere, do it. You want to move to a different school, a different class, you want to take up a different job, you want to learn a different thing, you can. It might be difficult. It might take a lot of your time, but if you want to do it, you can do it. And if the only limitations you're putting on yourself is it's difficult, or it would take up a lot of time, or I'm not very confident in that subject, then shut the hell up and do it. Because if you're doubting yourself, that's why you should do it, man. Just because an objective is really, really far away, it's still a distance away. And if you really want that thing, you can achieve it within biological reason. Within biological reason, you can achieve anything if you put your mind to it. If you put your work and assets to it. No one's going to convince me otherwise of that. I will be living proof of that one day. I think I've rambled at you enough. I'm going to go make a lovely dinner. Got work tomorrow. I think it's nice just to sit here, you know. When life gives you moments like this, you have to cherish them, because every single one is unique. There will never be a moment like this again. Ever. that was so cringy, but it's true. What the hell, I am cringy. That's who I am. You don't like it? Understandable, but I ain't changing for no one. Have a fantastic week. You are fantastic. And remember, experiencing life is better when you're listening and taking in more than you're giving out. And I don't mean taking as in a selfish way, I mean listening and learning and growing. And you can put that all down into 4 simple words. Say less, do more. See you tomorrow, Chief.